Sound dead, sound gone. Alright, first sound, ready up.
Who gets in? Hartpury go into the BUCS Rugby Championship finalist. Oh, maybe this back then. James McGray. They're going to score! Start the car. Exeter are off to Twickenham.
Mash up the world, and a boy can't test me. Boy can't test me.
Battle between Hartpury begins now. Both teams are rising to the demands the best level of rugby brings the famous Twickenham. Hartpury and Exeter have the pressures of the fans, team and legendary setting, posing only one final question: who will be crowned champions tonight? And welcome to the amazing electric Twickenham we have this evening. I am here with Hugo Southwell, who's going to be talking to me about tonight's game. How are we, Hugo?
Yeah, I'm all good. I mean, it's really starting to set up nicely, and we've got the Exeter fans behind us here, and really looking forward to it. You know, the top two sides in this tournament so far, finished top two in the tree this year, and it's the right final. It's the final that everyone wants to see, the neutrals want to see, and I can't wait for it to get started.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of these two teams now. So, Hartpury, firstly, they have performed so well in the Super Rugby series. It's been fantastic to watch their games. Not so great in the quarters and the semis. Why do you think that is?
Well, obviously they've been competing on two fronts. You know, they won the National One Championship and have gone up to the Championship, which is amazing. But that's on a Saturday. On a Wednesday, they have to compete in the BUCS Super League, which we've obviously had and they won. And now the Rugby Championship, the BUCS Rugby Championship. So it's a really difficult ask for them, and just balancing their squad has been difficult. But they're still here. They're going for a historic treble, and they've got every chance. In a one-off game, in a knockout game, it's huge for me. But Exeter, on the flip side of it, they're the form side. They're coming into this off the back of a 51-28 result last week against Loughborough. They are the form side.
They're also the former champions last year, aren't they, as well? So they're trying to get that title once again. Yeah,
I mean, when you've been here and done it before, it makes it a lot easier second time round. And the way they won it in a tight game, a drop goal, 4 minutes to go last year against Loughborough, it gives them every chance again today. And as I say, they seem to be the side that's peaking at the right time.
And what sort of rugby can we expect tonight? The best possible standard? Do you think these teams are really going to go for it?
They are. I've just been speaking to Tony Yap, who's the backs coach for Exeter. He's really excited. You know, what a brilliant day weather-wise we've got here at Twickenham, and I think both sides like to throw it around. There's going to be a lot of rugby on show, quality players on show. You look at the likes of Tom Lauday at number 8 for Exeter, a brilliant player, probably the best player playing in university rugby at the moment. And for Hartpury, a guy like Jonas Mikalsius on the wing, big old unit, just signed for Harlequins.
Well, it's fantastic. I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to be a great match. But before we get into the match, we're going to go to some highlights of the best bits from both of these teams.
I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied.
BUCS Super Rugby's been great. There just seems to be a big buzz about university rugby at the moment.
My weakness comes and goes.
I think the standard's been probably even higher than we thought. We've all had to step up.
It's great to be playing really tough fixtures week in, week out. It's only going to get stronger.
how you rise to those challenges, and that's what teaches you to become a better player.
You're getting to play against the best teams in the country, players that you know will probably in future play Premiership rugby.
We know how hard it was going to be this year with the standard of the new BUCS League, so we try to get this family culture around us.
You're not bigger than the team. You do everything you can for this club and for it to go forward and leave that shirt in a better place.
You need to want to win it. You can't go out there just going through the motions in this league because it ain't an easy game, and I think the results have shown that.
As a rugby player, it's given me all the opportunities I need. It's put me in a shop window, especially with the new BUCS Super Rugby. It's given me that shop window that I've never had before.
Waters. Ball up forward, albeit. Ball goes into touch. And Hartpury have won the BUCS Super Rugby title for 2016-17.
It's just something you've got to enjoy. You enjoy being with your mates all the time and sharing those moments with them, whether it's wins or losses, and you've got to enjoy those moments and treasure them.
We all know what's at stake to play at Twickenham, such an iconic venue. We've been on this journey from the beginning. I want to go right to the end with this team.
It's been a really exciting season so far, and we've got the big finale on the way. But let's talk about this season. So we've seen some exceptional rugby. What have been the highlights for you in particular?
I think the standards in general. I've been really impressed with first of all, the BUCS Super League. The top 8 teams in the country. It's really lifted the standard, and it's put these guys in the shop window. They necessarily haven't had that opportunity before. So that for me is an exciting time for these guys who are going through university. But obviously now we've reached the BUCS Rugby Championship, knockout stage, and that's where the true test of these teams has come to the fore. And we've seen in the regular season these two teams finish at the top of the tree, and they come here in the final. So for the neutral, I've said it already, but it just makes for a classic game.
And having competitions, Rugby Union Championship, what does that do for the players who are coming out of school into university, encouraging them to take that next step into education? I mean, BUCS is a great way to try and get players up to the next level.
Yeah, I think what it does is that rather than players feeling obliged straight out of school to turn professional, they've got an opportunity to go to university and still come out and play professional rugby at 22, 23. For me, I was one of the last generation in my era to go to university and do exactly that. So I would say to these guys, they have options when they come out. They can go into full-time work, not that rugby's not full-time work, or they can go and play professional sport. And that's the beauty of a university lifestyle. It gives you that balance, and I think that's crucial for people going forward.
Well, let's bring it back again. Let's go back to the semi-final and have a little look at the highlights there. Sorry about that. So the crowd's just getting even more rowdy now. What do you think is going through their heads right now at this stage? I mean, they're in an incredible place. Many young lads dream of playing in places like this. Is that an added pressure for these guys?
I think it'll come through in the first 10 minutes, and whoever copes with it best. We've already said, Exeter have been here before, so for me, they're in the driving seat. Hartpury, it's been a long time, I think 3 or 4 years since they've been in a final. So yes, they've won the National One this year and the BUCS Super League, but this is a different setting. This is on the hallowed turf at Twickenham. It's a massive occasion. Can Hartpury back up what they've done already this year?
And obviously, Hartpury, I feel like almost they've forgotten how to lose. And I think that's what we might have seen in the quarters and the semis, a little bit of complacency. Do you think that that's going to hinder them today?
I don't think so. I think what it will, give them confidence. They haven't played well. It's quarterfinals and semi-finals. Cardiff met. Leeds met. They snuck a win in the quarterfinals, and then Bath. If they should have lost the game against Bath. But the sign of a really good side is when they're under pressure, when they're not playing well, they still get the results, and that's exactly what happened. So, that will stand them in really good stead. They know if they get their A game here, they're going to be right up there, a real match for Exeter.
Brilliant. Anyway, we're going to have a little look at the inside of these players' lives, and we're going to go to their campus interviews where they're giving us a little bit about how they're feeling of the match today.
Play in the National One. That was everyone's goal, ambition. When you first arrive, everyone wants to play a National One. Now that this BUCS Super Rugby's got bigger, and you see the crowds that come, you see the buzz that's around it, you see the end goal of going to Twickenham, and also you're playing with your best mates from uni. So I think those things have a massive influence now on where the boys want to play. In terms of strengths with our team, I think we've got a very well-balanced squad. And our forwards, obviously, we've got a good physical pack, and then our backs, they like to throw the ball around. So I think we balance each other out quite well.
A lot of passion, a lot of pride, high work rate. That's something we value ourselves on, and we talk a lot about no talent battles. You can be the most talented team with loads of international honours, but if you're not willing to work for it, then the team that will work more will come out on top.
For some of us, it's our last ever game for Hartpury, so we know what's at stake. We're gonna get down there. We're gonna give it everything. We're gonna give it our best shot, and we're just gonna enjoy the occasion as well. I think you have to when you go to Twickenham and it's a big buzz and things, and wow, it's the iconic stadium and people are really up for it. I think you just have to embrace all of that, take it in, enjoy it, and thrive off it.
I think it's fantastic. Get to any cup final, whatever level, it's a special occasion. Me personally, really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, missed out on last year, so on a personal level, I'm really looking forward to it. But more importantly, the boys are chomping at the bit to get out there.
We're very much about hard work, and these teams are all very good. There isn't a poor team in this league.
We've got a lot of respect for Exeter, especially with their semi-final result. That's a huge result at their place. We beat Exeter here, they beat us down there.
We're going to be wary of Hartpury. We've won one, lost one this year, first and second in the league, so it could go either way. As I say, we'll be confident, but definitely won't take anything for granted.
They're a very physical side. They got some very good players. What they've got is a very good game plan, and their players are very key at sticking to their game plan. And we're just looking forward for that challenge, the physical challenge, definitely up front. Because they took Loughborough to that, and they challenged Loughborough up front with that as well. So that's been our mindset really, of making sure our forwards are getting ready for that challenge.
I mean, it's a huge privilege to play at Twickenham. For some of these guys, it could be their only opportunity. We do have a few boys that are going on to professional contracts and things, so the likelihood they might be able to get there again, but for some of them, this could be a one-off, or maybe with the freshers, they might be able to achieve it 3 times, but no, it's a great day out for them. Huge experience.
Overall, though, confident?
Yeah, definitely. We're very confident. We won the league with it. You've got to be confident. It's sport. We go into Twickenham 80 minutes, but the key for us is that it's 4 white lines, one rugby ball in the middle, and we've got to do a job against Exeter then.
We're focusing very much on it being another game. It is the final, obviously, but we have to approach it with that mindset. We can't go there with the, wow, this is Twickenham, and everything goes out the window.
Really, really pleased with how the season's gone. I think our main ambition at the start was to win the league. We've done that, and now the end journey at Twickenham is going to be something very special.
80 minutes, all-out rugby, and I think previous form for the rest of the season goes out the window. We're going to run hard, work hard, and leave it all out there after 80 minutes.
Good luck in the final. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Seb.
Cheers. No worries. No worries, mate.
Cheers, thank you very much.
All right.
So we've seen what the players are made of. We're raring to go here, but let's talk about the season yet again. So we're moving on to Team of the Year. Now, the Team of the Year was chosen by 8 coaches based on the performance, stats, position, all sorts of different factors. I mean, are there key players that you definitely have in your Dream 15?
Yeah, we've already mentioned a few players today, and Tom Lauday for me is a huge standout. Yeah, number 8 for Exeter today, brilliant player. Not just a physical presence, but it's the real link between backs and forwards, and he should be a standout today.
Well, let's find out who our Team of the Year is.
It's a lot better for Bath. Try, they score! Well, number 2, Tom Doherty. Back on the front foot once more. And he responded immediately. Dombrand looking for the second try of the night. Good inside pass, and that is Boloko.
Wills chips the ball wide. Can they get over? And a dive for what Simon Linsell, the captain of Exeter.
Negri tries to power his way over. And Hartpury have won the BUCS Super Rugby title for 2016-17. Lordy has to collect and does so. Goes to launch a counter-attack himself, and now he's off and running. Lordy, one man to beat, needs some help. He might just go himself. He will go himself. Something special here. Sends a little bit of blood. Cochran to his left-hand side. Cochran's in. Cochran's in. Third try.
And lovely.
Opens the scoring with that early penalty from Ed Landry. Van der Vega can be in here. Van der Vega for the corner. Is he there? He is. He is. It could be opening up here for Harry Agnew. Harry Agnew. He's going to go underneath the post. Oh, what a save! But he's going to go under instead. There's a number 12, Jamie Forrester. Christie. Murray. Koki. Fights the tackle off well. Stevenson, one man to beat. This is a try for Donovan, certainly is.
Loughborough looking to move the ball wide into the hands of their hat-trick hero, Will Kay, and he looks to go again, and he shows some clean pair of heels down that far touchline.
Well, congratulations to all those players that were selected in the Dream 15. I think it's a phenomenal achievement. I mean, who wouldn't want to be the best 15 in the country at the moment? So, on to the final one, which is Player of the Year. Now, I've already heard you say Tom Lauday a few times that he's your favourite. Well, let's just find out who that is.
Rugby Player of the Year is really the icing on the cake for me. It's been a fantastic season, and obviously playing the final at Twickenham is just incredible. Sharing this award with Seb is great. You know, everyone talks about Twickenham being HQ of rugby, which it certainly is, and it definitely hasn't disappointed. The Super Rugby league format it does provide an extra opportunity for those players who really want to push their rugby to high levels. I mean, like myself, I didn't have any academy exposure as a young player, and now having come to uni and from fresh year through to third year, now I'm leaving third year with a professional contract. So I mean, the opportunity's there, and BUCS Super Rugby has definitely been the foundations for me to kind of grow my rugby career.
Well, what a guest there, Tom Lauday, the standout player of the year so far. But I've been joined by Darren Fern, coach of Northumbria. Darren, the inaugural season is coming to a climax here at Twickenham. What are your thoughts of the season so far?
It's been a fantastic season in relation to the league. It's probably blown away expectations. and the two teams are in the final, probably two teams that, I mean, Exeter had a slow start, but then they've really shown the form towards the back end, and Hartpury have been consistent throughout. So it'll be a cracking game today, and it's been a good season.
And from playing against both of them, who do you feel has got the upper hand today? You know, as you say, Exeter coming into form, Hartpury stuttering a bit. What are your feelings?
I knew you were going to ask us that. It's a real tricky one. I feel if Exeter forwards get on top with the big ball carriers, they could nick it, but then Hartpury backs are just lightning. It's generally going to be a case of who uses his strength the most, and the two number 8s are going to be key in it. They're both talisman for each team.
Yeah, I was going to say Tom Lauday. Just give us a bit of a chat on Tom Lauday. A few lines on him. He's been brilliant this year.
Well, yeah, he's been fantastic. Exeter, when we went away to Exeter, he was phenomenal. When we played him at our place, it was a lot closer and he didn't play, so I think that speaks volumes.
Thanks a lot, Darren. Enjoy today. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks. And now I've been joined by Aaron James, the Bath coach. Aaron, good to see you again. You've got over that semi-final loss. You know, what are you expecting today from Hartpury? Obviously snuck that win against you. Do you expect them to play a bit better today and front up against a good Exeter side?
Yeah, I think they'll be a bit annoyed at their last two games they played against us and Leeds, and you know, they've been top of the table for a reason in the Super League. So I think probably see a bit of a change, but on form to them to put away Loughborough like they did.
And give us a bit of a prediction. You know, I know you've sort of given us a views there, but a prediction on the result is a tough one to call, isn't it?
I think it is. I think Exeter edge it just, but well, it's going to be some sort of final.
And having won it last year, do you think that stands? You know, they played here, they won by last-minute drop goal, 3 minutes to go last year. Do you think that stands them in good stead as well?
I think with student rugby, you know, teams change all the time. Yes, that would have helped. There would have been some players with that experience, but they've got a balance of young. Look, Hartpury were here not long ago either, so, you know, and some have been here in that. So, yeah, it's a big stage. It'll be close, really close.
Well, enjoy it today, and yeah, have a good one. It's a good atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really good. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
And welcome back, Lottie here.
Fantastic coaches that we've seen this season, and very football as well.
Yeah, I think both coaches have been absolutely outstanding, and you know, it just speaks volumes of how much this tournament's meant to them. And you know, everyone's here, all the coaches are here from the sides of the Super League. It's great to see.
Well, it is just about time for kickoff here at Twickenham, and now I'm going to hand over to your voice for this evening. It's Johnny Bryan.
Thank you, Lottie, and it's a very good evening from me, Johnny Bryan, and I welcome you to the home of English rugby. Welcome to Twickenham on a sun-drenched day in the capital for the final of the BUCS Rugby Championship for 2017, where it's the Super Rugby champions against the defending champions of this great competition as Hartpury College face the University of Exeter. So let's run you through the two sides then. First of all, the 15 that will line up for Hartpury. Number 1, Alfie Barron. The hooker, Luke Stratford, wearing number 23. 3 is Alex Gibson. 4, Henry Harper. 5, Rob Fuller. The captain, Seb Negri, at 6. Callum Bowden at 7. Morgan Morris, 8. Harry Randall is the scrum half at 9. Sam Leeming, the fly half at 10. Jonas Michalius at 11. James Forrester, 12. Jamie Cook, 13. Paddy Cochran on the wing at 14, and the fullback is Malik Holden. Jack Allett at 1 for Exeter. Callum Young 2. Elliot Ruth 3. Simon Linsell, the captain, at 4. Freddie Hoskin at 5. James McRae at 6. Matt Elliott 7. Tom Lauday, keep your eye on him, at 8. Adam Bagwell at 9. Ed Landry, a happy 21st birthday to you, and what a place to celebrate your coming of age, at 10. Ned Warnett at 11, Chris Swash 12, Tom Holder 13, Don Thorne 14, and Charlie Wicks is the fullback at 15. It's more or less as you were for Exeter from the team that beat Loughborough in the semi-final. So the dignitaries are being introduced to both sides before we get this final underway on what will be a gorgeous evening here at Twickenham on the hottest day of the year so far. About 21 degrees has been here all afternoon as we've seen the women's final precede this showcase of university rugby, where the University of Edinburgh defeated the University of Northumbria. A one-sided showcase that was. But this one should be a real flip of the coin, and what some experts are arguing, this one could go either way. And in all fairness, I wouldn't want to put a bet on which side will come out on top in this clash. Hartpury, who were the Super Rugby champions of 2016-17, playing 14 matches, winning 12, only losing twice. Once to this Exeter side down in the southwest, and on the flip side, when Exeter went to Hartpury, they're on the losing side on that occasion as well. So you could argue in their little World Series it's one game apiece, and this one will be the one that is all to play for. A great crowd here as well that have travelled from Gloucestershire and from the southwest as well, on the M5 and M4 respectively, to get here to Twickenham this evening. And what should be an absolute cracker of a BUCS Rugby Championship final. Just to remind you, the hashtag, if you're on Twitter, hashtag BUCS Rugby Champ, all one word, if you wish to get in touch. There it is on your screen, and some of the best comments will be put on for all to see. So then, it's going to be the birthday boy that's going to get us underway. 177 points has come from that right boot of Ted Landry. And he's the man that's going to get us underway. Hugo Southwell, former Scotland internationals, hot-footed it around Twickenham. He's had a sprint to get to our commentary box this evening. Hugo, a very good evening to you.
Gee, it's been a while since I did that. I'll tell you what, it's a bit puffing a bit getting up to the fourth floor, but yeah, what a game we've got here. You know, Ted Landry kicking us off. Really exciting matchup here. Top two teams at the end of the regular season. What a matchup's going to be.
Indeed, what a matchup it is going to be indeed, as Hartpury received the kickoff, taken by Randall. Barron with a little run. And downfield, and now the kicking game to start this game of chess here to Twickenham, as the mark is called early. And both sides, Hugo, looking to try and settle in, especially in this cavernous arena.
Yeah, they know each other so well, don't they? They're just trying to find their feet in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Kicking battle, kicking duels. It's all about error-free rugby. That first 10-15 minutes, put pressure on the opposition, turn defence into attack, and the side that can do that best are the side that are going to start well and hopefully get a foothold in the game.
Well, first little unforced error there coming from Sam Leeming, the number 10 for Hartpury. He only finds a few metres with his kick. So, first test for Callum Young from the line. It's passed. And now Exeter on the front foot. As they burrow over the halfway line. Lorday in the mix. Tide Sebnigri, the Hartpury captain for the BUCS player of the season. Picked up by Dominic Thorne. Bagwell surveys his options, goes to his left-hand side, uses Landry. This is Charlie Wicks. Tom Holdsworth. Bagwell inside. Ball knocked forward. Hartpury will have the put in, but both sides trying to find their feet.
Yeah, really good structures in attack from Exeter, but the line speed and the shapes, then what's been so good about this Hartpury defence and why they've profited so much this season is they don't commit anyone to the breakdown unless they're guaranteed to win it. Other than that, they just fan out and say to Exeter, you beat us one-on-one, you beat us if you can, and they weren't good enough quite there, but it's a really good start from both teams so far.
Paddy Randall, the Hartpury scrum half, will have the put in, his second appearance in the BUCS season. He played in that league decider against Loughborough at Hartpury earlier this season. And was a true talisman that day, and maybe he could be here for this Gloucestershire College today. But the foot in. Good scrum runners as well from the men in red. And they win the penalty from it.
Yeah, that's a massive moment in the game. We're only 3 minutes in, and they've taken the quick tap as well.
Tap and go taken quickly, and they're now coming to Exeter territory. Randall digs it out. Jamie Cook. Seb Negri, the Hartpury captain. Forrester. Good line speed from Negri as well. He really did go up the V of the bang there. Rob Fuller. Randall again. A bit of a gap opening up on the far side. As Hartpury now encroach towards the Exeter 22. Loose pass though there from the Hartpury scrum half. They caught one or two players off guard, but still with the men in red. The ball was knocked forward, and it will be Exeter who'll have the put in.
Yeah, you can just see there, Exeter, what they're doing is they're flying up in the outside channel. They're just sending the 13 or the winger out of the line to block off that second pass from Hartpury, and just saw there Ted Landry coming in and just stopping any sort of flow to the attack that Hartpury want to get. What's exciting though about the first 4 minutes is both teams want to play rugby. Yes, it's a glorious day, but you've got to play rugby by going through the guts initially and creating space out wide, and that's exactly what both teams are trying to do. Another thing to mention for me, a real battle, Seb Negri and Tom Lauday. Two pivotal players for both sides. Huge ball carriers, create a platform for their backs, but also act as the link player between forwards and backs. That'll be a huge battle today.
Well, both of them received awards before the match from the Tide, the coaches' vote for their Player of the Year. And in all fairness, Hugo, you can really argue against either of them. Both of them were fantastic players in the Super Rugby season.
Oh, they were absolutely outstanding, and both really big physical units. And just get their team on the front foot, go forward, offer themselves time and time again, and that's what you want. You want someone there who's going to say, "Give me the ball, I will take it forward." And it sounds simple, but that's exactly what they do.
Short arm penalty. Lauday takes it quickly and uses his strength to get over the gain line, and get over the gain line he does. Bagwell goes to his left-hand side. As Exeter try and put Hartpury on the back foot. Landry calls for it from the Exeter scrum half. Uses Charlie Wicks. Elliot Roof, the big forward, the cult figure in Exeter Rugby. Bagwell. Matt Elliott. Inside the 22 they come. Landry, Wicks. A little bit of space opening up. And it could be here for Chris Wash. And a wonderful try to open the scoring for the number 9, Adam Bagwell. Superb stuff from Exeter. Hugo Southwell's applauded next to me.
That is an absolutely outstanding try. Team try. They're spread across the field. They're using the whole width, backs and forwards interlinking. And then when the opportunity came, the step on the inside, the offload out the back once he'd made the line break, and the support play from Bagwell. What a start from Exeter.
Exactly what the team from the Southwest were really looking for.
Yeah, you could just see here, out the back from Landry there, the delayed pass, the double pump, and he goes through, and the offload out of that draws the fullback onto him, and the support play out the back to Aaron Bagwell. Another player that's really come through, a real youngster, fresher, Aaron Bagwell, and he's been brilliant this year, and starts with a try at Twickenham. Can't be better than that.
Bagwell, his third try of the season. And Landry makes it 179 from his boots this year.
And what I like about this Exeter team is they have options. If they're not going to hit the forwards, they've got an option in behind with one of the backs. There is always options, and that's what you need in this game these days to break down the defences like Hartpury's. And And we saw there they went from side to side, they're using the width, they're trying to play with the ball, but they're earning the right and the respect to go wide with their forwards initially. And the likes of Lauday really giving them that opportunity to exploit the fringes.
So how do Hartpury respond? Looking for a league and cup double here at Twickenham. Great crowd that's made it way. They made their way is right behind them as Lauday collects. And goes into touch.
Yeah, interesting to see that again. Touch judge has said his foot's dragged out. He was in the field of play. We'll see here again on the replay. He tried to get his foot out, but it looks like it slid out. No, I think the touch judge has got that wrong. He had his foot out the whole time. Very unfortunate for Tom Lauday there.
So first line out's coming from Hartpury, and Luke Stratford finds his man. Good drive coming from Hartpury. They've made their way inside the Exeter 22, and they're still making ground. Still making ground. About 12 metres out. Randall has the ball in hand. Spots a little bit of a gap open up. Randall. Good stop. Good tackle there from Ned Warne. Randall again. Gibson. Alfie Barron. Leeming. Six metres out, this is the response that Hartpury have been looking for to try and put Exeter under pressure, and they may do here. Alfie Barron again. Randall. Ball knocked forward and hoofed away from Chris Wash, and he puts it into touch.
Yeah, for me, at the moment, they're just playing too much in between the 15s. We've seen Exeter, when they've attacked, they've gone close, and then they've used the extremities, and it's just stretched this Hartpury defence. For me, at the moment, Hartpury in attack, just playing a bit too narrow, and not getting their forwards to work around the corner to give them the options that Exeter have had in attack. What it also does in defence is it makes it easier for Exeter to fly up on the outside channel and try and spoil Hartpury ball. That's exactly what they did there and forced the turnover.
They go long. Well caught by Henry Harper. Randall. The Hartpury scrum half goes to his left. Uses Forrester. Randall again. Holden, little chip forward. Uses a little bit of vision. But the mark is called from Dominic Thorne. Taken quickly. Kept in play. Leeming. Stratford. Cochrane. Nice little dummy there from Callum Bowden. Good tackle there on Hardy Cochrane. Randall. Tackled by Landry. Morris. Leeming. Ball pops forward, said backwards to the referee, but there was a later lock on, and Exeter will have the put in.
Yeah, against a defence like this, what you don't want to do is try and force the offload. And Sam Leeming there just made the initial break, but then just saw here, just hold on to the ball, go through the phases, put this defence under pressure from Exeter, and make them make tackles. And at the moment, they're just coughing the ball up far too easily. But for me, earlier on in the phases, I think it was Jamie Forrester, the centre, he could have given the pass. He held on to it, he cut back inside, there was space on the outside. They have to take these opportunities when they come along.
Exeter scrum. And our referee will Start that one again. A good crowd, very boisterous crowd as well. Here at Twickenham, a couple of thousand here on this Thursday afternoon. So take two. Good scrum again from Hartpury. To try and protect under pressure, but Lordy is the man who picks up. Bagwell. Landry. Keeps it in field. Holden's the man who should collect. And does so. The real kicking game, spots a gap. Trying to put Charlie Wicks under pressure. But the Exeter number 15 responds in kind. But they're coming again, this time on the bounce. Randall. Box kick from the Hartpury scrum half. Penalty going to the men in red. Chance for them to maybe get themselves on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I talked about turning defence into attack. It's exactly what they've done. The box kick, the chase, and then the turnover. Just holding on there from the Exeter forwards. Really good on the ball. The decision making of when to go in. You know, I said they didn't go into the breakdown unless they had to. There, they saw an opportunity and they got a penalty. And here's a chance for Leeming to get 3 points on the board.
Leeming with 110 points from his boot this season. Two of the best kickers on display here at Twickenham this afternoon. This to narrow the deficit to 4 points. Well, the crowd is silent, but not for long. Well, the Hartpury fans were right behind that kick and they were silent, but it must have creeped in at the death. But regardless, Hartpury reduced the deficit to 4 points. 3-7 the trial.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. They need to get back into the game quickly and they need to take their opportunities when they get them. And it's exactly what Sam Leeming's done. He will not get a better place to goal kick than at Twickenham here on this surface. Your plant foot is not going anywhere. A beautiful strike and it gets them within 4 points.
Landry with the restart. Collected by the number 8, Morgan Morris. Elliot Roof stops him in his tracks. Leeming with the kick. It's a good kick as well, deep into Exeter territory. That is superb.
That is absolutely outstanding from Sam Leeming. Not just from him, but the platform that was given to him from his forwards. And what you talk about, when you've scored 3 points, you want to get your exit plays right. Your coaches will be screaming to get it nailed on, and this is exactly what happened. Set up the platform here in the forwards, back to Leeming, and a good 65-metre kick. Great work.
Just looking at that, Hugh, on the replay, there's no wind here at Twickenham today as well. It's just a superb, sweet hit.
Oh, it's a great strike, almost as good as his kick off the tee there just a minute ago. He really started the game well. He looks on form, Sam Leeming, today.
Exeter collect. They're on line out. Bagwell, Landry. Goes inside his 22, so he keeps it in play. Holden. Spots a gap. Landry's there to mop up. To send the ball back downfield. Kicking contest between the two number 10s coming our way. This is Leeming again. A bit of a slice off the boot this time, but it's still good territory from the Hartpury number 10.
Yeah, again, from Sam Leeming, a great strike, as you say, slightly off the outside of the boot, but still up to halfway line and gives a bit of parity to Hartpury, a bit of breathing space for both sides.
Hartpury the one so far in the first, 17 and a half minutes of play. They've had most of the possession, 62% to 38. And been in the opposition 22 only once. Exeter been in there twice, so interesting how this tie in this final is going. The ball went back into the referee. Lauder is the man who picks up, and now goes on the hunt himself. Exeter back to where they started from the line out. And now using the forwards. Try and gain some ground. Bagwell, Landry. Inside pass. Good pressure from Hartpury, Charlie Wicks. Ned Warren nearly loses the ball, but does well to retain possession. Elliot Roof. Bagwell, Landry, Tom Holdsworth, long looping pass to Lauder. Exeter from this line out have gained what, a good 10-15 metres with this patient passage of play. Holdsworth, Wicks catches the high ball. Good hands to Matt Elliott. The ball was knocked forward. And it will be Hartpury who'll restart.
Yeah, just a forced pass there in the tackle, no need. They were keeping the ball so well, they were going through the phases. Yes, they weren't making 30, 40 metres each time, but they were edging up into the opposition half and just need to hold on to the ball, not try and force it. But I do like their patterns, I do like the width they're playing with. It's really keeping this defence honest of Hartpury.
Both these sides, when they played earlier in the season, the Super Rugby season, were very one-sided affairs. Hartpury beaten Exeter by 41 points to 18. And then when Hartpury visited the Southwest, they went down 42 points to 10.
I have a feeling this might be a bit closer today. It's got a feeling to it at the moment. The way the game started, what I've found throughout this BUCS Super Rugby League and now in the BUCS Rugby Championship is that there's so many momentum shifts in the games, and you know we've seen Exeter start really well. First opportunity, a try, but Hartpury have slowly started coming back into this game, and we'll see far more of these throughout the 80 minutes.
Exeter lead 7 points to 3 in this BUCS Rugby Championship, sponsored by Give a Grad a Go. Good hands. And now, only one man to beat. Good tackle from Charlie Wicks. Ball stays in play though, but not for long. A good run from the Hartpury number 11.
Yeah, really good to try and take him on the outside, but you've just got to back yourself a bit more. He's a big old man. He's not old, but he's a big man, and he's tried to go on the outside. One thing that coaches get really frustrated by is when players run into touch or get tackled into touch. There, for me, if he's not going to go get on the outside of him, he's got to stay in there. He's got to recycle the ball and keep the momentum going for Hartpury.
The pressure on Exeter deep inside their own 22. Holden spots a gap. Charlie Wicks is the man under it. And he'll send this one back from whence it came. And Holden will no one likely do the exact same thing. Indeed, that is the case. But that was sliced off his boot and into touch. Oh dear.
And those are key moments in games. You know, both sides have been at it for 22 minutes, and then two errors for me from Malik Holden. The first one, he had an overlap. He had two guys outside him. Should have given it on the counter attack, and then He goes for the kick down the line and just slices it out and gives it a platform and an opportunity to Exeter. Exactly what they needed. They've been under the cosh for the last 10 or 12 minutes.
Exeter from the line. Collected by Simon Linsell, the Exeter captain. And they win the penalty.
Yeah, and it's incredible how just a mistake from Holden like that, you get a line out on the halfway, and then suddenly a penalty straight away, and an opportunity for Ted Landry to kick it deep into the 22. Suddenly gone 80, 90 metres in the space of 2 opportunities here for Exeter.
Landry with the boots and finds the Hartpury 22. Just to remind you, we have a competition running during this BUCS Rugby Championship final. Thanks to our sponsors, Give a Grad a Go. You can be here at Twickenham for the Aviva Premiership final with hospitality tickets as well. You can enter at giveagradago.com/BUCS. But right now, it's Twickenham for these two sides. And Linsell catches the line out. Callum Young's been excellent from the hockey with his dart so far. And now Exeter's beginning to dart towards the line. They've got a penalty coming their way. So a free swing coming their way here. And a good heave-ho. And a good heave-ho as well. 5 metres out. They're going to score the there. They are!
And that really was far too easy for Exeter. As I say, that all came from a mistake from Malik Holden. He sliced his kick from just on halfway. It's gone out. They've got a penalty off the line out. And then kick to the corner, the driving line. It's been a force of Exeter's all season. But you would have thought they would have come up against a sterner defence there from 10 metres out, 15 metres out. They pushed over.
Well, Matt Elliott, amongst the army of bodies, was the man who got over the line. But as you rightly mentioned, Hugo, this all comes from an unforced Hartpury error, and Exeter are punished the Gloucestershire College. Yeah, 9 points now the difference, and Landry with a simple kick to make an 11-point gap.
And as it usually is, the 7 at the back of the breakdown, at the back of them all, coming up with the ball from the try. And it should be an easy regulation chance here now for Ted Landry to take it to 14-3. And you have to say, 2 chances for Exeter, 2 tries, and that'll be the frustrating thing for Hartpury. They've had to work a bit harder for their points. Exeter down the other end, 2 chances, and they take them. See the Exeter fans there, they definitely made themselves heard. We've heard them before at numerous games, but at Twickenham they're enjoying the day out, and rightly so. At the moment their team really are backing it up. Been the form side over the last 4 or 5 weeks. I thought before this game, have Hartpury peaked too early. You know, had such a good season, but it's been a long season on 2 fronts.
Well, looking at their results against Bath, when they only went through 26-20 in that semi-final, and Leeds had them really up against it as well. It wasn't for a late penalty, or a late try, I do beg your pardon, there, they would have gone out in the quarter-final stage. Alas, they're here in the final. They're here to compete. They are the league champions, looking for this league and championship double. Holden, again, Lover sliced off his kicker once more. Charlie Wicks, the man under. And now Wicks instead is going to go for a little dart himself. The offload on the second bounce goes towards Tom Holdsworth. It goes to ground. Bagwell spots a gap. The door slams shut though. Landry. Game begins to open up here. Charlie Wicks, man to his right hand side, Ned Warren. Needed to be stopped in his tracks. But Exeter smell blood. Freddie Hoskin scored the first try here 12 months ago in that classic final against Loughborough. Landry. Young. McRae. Elliot Roof. And Elliot Roof is having a go. He's got one man to beat. But he needs a bit of help, needs some support. Here comes the cavalry. Charlie Wicks. Freddie Hoskin. Jack Owlett. Penalty coming Exeter's way once more. It's all going the Southwest way, the defending championship champions. Right now, I'm not giving up their crown too easily. They say to Hartpury, we've come to play. Bagwell. But they are going to come for that penalty. And you would argue, Hugo, this is going to be a 14-point lead.
Yeah, they'll take the easy 3 points here, but that really was patience from Exeter. They went through the phases. I think 5, 6, probably 8 phases there in the end. Oh, they're actually not. They're going for the corner. It shows they've really come to play this Exeter team, and that break there from Elliot Roof. Delayed pass from Ted Landry. All I like about Ted Landry all year, he takes the ball flat to line. He brings runners into it. That's exactly what he did there for Elliot Roof, and it was as if he was going to steamroll the fullback there. Didn't quite do it, but an opportunity again. Driving line out, we saw what happened from the last one. That's exactly what they're thinking of doing this time again.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you smell blood, you smell blood. Elliot Roof is actually going off the field. I think it might be his shirts, actually, that may have caused problems there.
Just taking a breather, I think, after that 40-metre dash.
Maybe. Thomas Rhodes is the man who's come on in his place. And he called it Hugo. He can try, but Hartpury gets to breathe again.
Yeah, accidental offside there. Well, the referee's called it deliberate. That's why the penalty has gone against them, and really frustrating for them. No need to do that. As he comes down, you see just causing obstruction, the man in front. And a penalty goes against them, and a chance for Hartpury to breathe again.
Hartpury make their way up to their own 10-metre line. Stratford 100% from the line out. Both hookers have been very decent from the touchline so far in this first 30 minutes of this championship final. Stratford is the man at the back with ball in hand. Randall collects, box kick from the number 20. Well, 6s and 7s are a lot of them, but who's the one who's finally going to pick it up? Instead, Hartpury won the penalty.
Yeah, offside. It looks like one of the Exeter players played the ball. To me, it looked like it went through everyone's hands, but the referees called it differently, and one of the players played it in front of the initial Exeter player, and an opportunity for Sam Leeming. Again, we saw that from a 5-metre line out for Exeter down the other end. We're suddenly 10 metres, 15 metres away from the try line of Exeter. It's amazing how this game can change so very quickly.
Stratford finds his man once more. A little bit scrappy from Hartpury, but they're still collected. Randall, Leeming. Negri. Forrester. Randall. Stratford. Ball just goes out into touch. And I think it will be Exeter with the line-out. So Hartpury just run out a little bit of ideas there.
Yeah, they did a bit, and I think Exeter will be pretty happy with that. Just having to kick the ball down the touchline with one of the forwards. I think it was Luke Stratford actually in the outside channel there who had to grubber it down. For me, when you're 30 metres out, keep hold of the ball, keep battering away at this Exeter defence. The opportunities will come. Don't lose patience that easily.
Again, both hookers have been perfect from the line. Was popped out though, and now Hartpury with a little chip and run from Randall. Need to come back. Picked up by Bagwell. Exeter under pressure on their own try line. Charlie Wicks, the man who collects. Landry in the pocket to send this one downfield. It's going to stay in play though. Low loose pass to Leeming. Holden, a few cries of forward from the crowd, but Cochrane was the man on the run. Ball went backwards, says our referee. Didn't go forwards. Randall. Henry Harper. Now they're knocked forward, and Exeter will have the foot in.
And as if the first one wasn't forward out in the wide channel, that one was called by the referee. And it's just in the tackle, just a really aggressive tackle. And that's their shapes, both in attack and defence. They look like a team that's coached very, very well, this Exeter side. And as I say, I know Keith Fleming and also Tony Yapp, the backs coach, and they've got them in pretty good shape for this final.
Seven minutes to play in what has been a pulsating first half. This BUCS Rugby Championship final, sponsored by Give a Grad a Go. So it'll be Bagwell with the putting. Landry with the kick. Try and put the fullback Holden under pressure. This time he's going to keep it in field. And Landry will collect as Holden chases his kick. It skips the Holden tackle, but doesn't go very far on the second occasion. Jack Owlett. Bagwell. Wicks. Now Hartpury come for the counter-attack of their own. Stopped by the number 17, Thomas Rhodes of Exeter. Sam Holdsworth. Stopping the Hartpury onslaught. Leaving forced to kick. Landry. Downfield, high in the air. Little kick forward into some space. And it may actually work, you know. And it has indeed! Leeming. Good tackle by Wicks, and it was needed as well. But good vision from the Hartpury number 10. Still in play though. Men over here on the left-hand side if they go quickly. Well, that may have been fizzled out. Randall. Ball went backwards, said the referee. But Exeter pick up the scraps. Landry with the boots on that. But what a run that was from Sam Leeming. Great vision.
Yeah, a moment of brilliance from Sam Leeming. Exactly what Hartpury needed. They've been under the cosh. They've tried to attack, gone through the phase, and then error after error has creeped into their game. But there, Sam Leeming, he just ran out of support. He made the break. Here it is. Gathers it deep, sees a bit of space, no cover in the secondary line. Real pace to get on the end of that, and you just wanted someone on his shoulder. In the end, you've got to give credit to Charlie Wicks there. He's done well one-on-one.
Hartpury collect. And looking to try and get something on the board towards the end of this first half. Good tackle there from James McRae of Exeter. Forrester. Alex Gibson stays strong. The Hartpury captain, Negri, just approaching the 22. Morgan Morris now. Randall. Barron. Alex Gibson. Will kick forward for BUCS to chase. He may be there to mop it up. Indeed he is. And he may keep that in field, has he? Taken quickly by the number 10, Leeming. Cochrane. Holden. Randall. Stratford. Tackled by Jack Owlett. Ball is blocked and picked up by Freddie Hoskett. It's the turn. This phase of play over. BUCS goes low. Slice off the boot. Out in the full. Back you go.
Yeah, and a shame from Charlie BUCS there, because this Exeter defence has been absolutely brilliant. What they're doing is they're forcing Hartpury into kicking. They're going through 5-6 phases. They're not making an error. They're then deciding to kick the ball away, and they're kicking on the back foot. They're never on the front foot because of this aggressive, offensive defence from Exeter.
Keep the fucking in play.
A couple of players just receiving a little bit of treatment. We have just under a minute left, or just over a minute, I beg your pardon, on the clock. Well, Hugo and Wazzo, where the few players receiving treatment, so your thoughts on this first half?
Yeah, I think just good control from Exeter. When they've needed to, when they've got the opportunities, they've taken them. On the other side of the flip of the coin, for me, Hartpury just aren't controlling the ball well enough. They're playing too narrow. They're trying to force the ball too often. And against a side like Exeter, you've got to keep hold of the ball. You've got to stress their defence and keep going at them and get some sort of continuity. And you know, for me, Exeter all round, apart from the scrum where Hartpury have the upper hand, all round the rest of the game, Exeter on top.
Exeter lead 14 points to 3 as we approach half-time. Apologies from us up here in the box if you heard any colourful language from one or two spectators in the stands. We've been sampling maybe one or two litres of the local water this afternoon, but anyway. We continue with Hartpury on the front foot as we approach the end of this first half. Stratford. Gibson. Still in play for Alex Gibson. And giving opportunity here for Seb Negri. Good tackle, and it was needed as well by Hartpury. Smell the try line. They've got a penalty advantage to come. But it might be holding in the corner. Is it good enough? Is it good enough? It certainly is. Hartpury are back in it.
And that's exactly what they needed just before half-time. And who was it again? Seb Negri there. Just made that initial break, created a platform. And the pass in the end from Randall out to Malik Holden. He saved himself. He hasn't had a great first half, Malik Holden, with his kicking game. But he's there to finish tries, and that's exactly what he did. And that is a timely score, right on the hooter. If Sam Leeming can slot this, it really will be a great finish to the half for Hartpury College.
Exactly what they needed as well at the half-time whistle. Negri is down, receiving a little bit of treatment, by the way, but he's back up on his feet.
It was that pass there, wasn't it? Just took out two defenders from Randall. Malik Holden managed to keep his width in attack, and you know, they've got their opportunity and they took it there, and what a crucial time to take it.
Important little kick here from Lehman to give it a 4-point deficit as we approach half-time. Sends it on its way. It's right in the heart of the goal as well. A superb kick from the Hartpury number 10, Sam Leeming, and the deficit at half-time has been reduced to 4 points. A pulsating first half in this BUCS Rugby Championship final. The University of Exeter 14, Hartpury College 10.
Go were much more friendly and they made me feel at home. They were really working for me.
They actually cared about understanding the environment as well as the job role.
I think they really focus on making sure that the right candidate gets the right job.
Having graduates guide me, that personal experience really inspired me.
Give a Grad a Go had a better handle on what I wanted to do than I did.
The reason we use these guys, Give a Grad a Go, is because they deliver.
Some are good, Give a Grad a Go are clearly the best we've worked with.
First half is the best word to describe it. End-to-end at times. If it was a boxing match, you'd give the first round maybe to Exeter a 10-9, but as you can see on some of the stats there, Hugo, this is a paper-thin game.
Yeah, and that possession stats have turned round because in that first 25 minutes, even though on the scoreboard Exeter were behind, Hartpury had all Exeter were ahead. Hartpury had all the possession, but the possession they had was in the middle thirds of the pitch. They weren't really getting up to the 22 and dominating. And we saw Exeter, they got in the opposition 22, they get in the red zone, they take the opportunities, and huge first 35, 36 minutes for Exeter. But it's all about playing for 40, and Hartpury are not the champions of National 1 and the BUCS Super League for nothing. They came back into it, and I think they'll be happiest, to be honest, going into the sheds.
So let's have a look at a couple of the tries in this first half. One from each team we'll show on our highlights. I think this may be the first extra try scored by Aaron Bagwa.
Yeah, and it's a try of the highest quality. Forwards took it up, crashed it up close, and then Charlie Wicks there brings in two defenders, brilliant offload, and then again, that is a classy offload. Aaron Bagwell in support. What we didn't see from Sam Leeming when he made that break was the support we did there, and Aaron Bagwell was in for that first try.
Exeter got over the line by Matt Elliott, but this is how Hartpury responded at the death of the first half.
Yeah, you could just see there, Morgan Morris with the initial carry, forwards close, and this is where they've been at their strongest, the offloading game, and then the injection of pace from Seb Negri. And here, just Malik Holden, you can see him in the picture there, just keeping his width. Looking at the breakdown, they've got the advantage, and the pass from Randall, great vision. Not great from Aaron Bagley there. He scored a try in attack, but in defence, a bit weaker. He didn't need to fly out the line, made it easy for Randall, and in the end, an easy finish from Malik Holden.
So that's where we stand at half-time. 14 points to 10. The University of Exeter lead Hartpury College. General thoughts on that first half, Hugo? What are you expecting in the second half, especially from a Hartpury point of view?
Well, just to mention, one thing that I think is really interesting, at 14-3, we saw a penalty right in front of the sticks to take it to 17-3. That's 2 converted tries. That's actually 3 converted tries to win the game. You take that early in the game, it's a big call. They went for the corner. What happens? Hartpury got the other end, and it's now 14-10. So that, for me, could turn out to be a huge moment in the game. But generally, it's been a tale of two, sort of both sides have been in the game. The momentum shifts have been huge. Hartpury have finished the game, finished the first half the stronger. It's who comes out with the control and the accuracy at the start of the second half, first 15 minutes, who will win this game.
Well, that's the experts' point of view. Let's see what the fans think. Lottie Van Praag is pitchside.
Okay, and I am down on the side of the pitch with a Hartpury and Exeter fan. I've got Henry and Peter here. First of all, Henry, how have you found the game so far?
Yeah, it's good fun, but we started a bit slowly, and we need to make sure that we carry on and hopefully bring back the score.
It's not usual for Hartpury to be losing, is it really? They're not used to losing.
Not really. As in Leeds, and we came back, and hopefully we'll do the same this today.
And Peter, so how is the game going for you? Obviously, you guys are a very rowdy bunch of lads here tonight. How is it going?
We're not rowdy, we just love a good time. Yeah, it's gone. It's an enjoyable game. It's amazing for us to be in Twickenham second time in a row. We're obviously 14-10 up, but we've still got the second half. We'll see how it goes. If we're as rowdy as this, I guess we're the 16th man. We're supporting the boys and see how well they get on.
And obviously it is going to be a close game tonight. Score predictions from you, Henry. What's your score prediction?
Well, I don't really consider, because obviously we beat them 50-odd nil at ours, and then they beat us 50-odd nil at theirs. So it's going to be, whatever happens, it's going to be a close game. So as it shows, the scoreboard shows now, it's going to be close.
What are you thinking? Hartpury to do it?
I've got to back the Hartpury, haven't I?
Okay. And Peter, what about you? Score prediction for tonight?
Oh, that's hard. I put a bet on Exeter. I'm going to say
Exeter by 10.
Exeter by 10. I'm going to go, yeah, Exeter by 10 at least.
There you have it. Two top fans from Hartpury and Exeter. Back up to you, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Lottie. All of the fun of the fair on the touchline, so much so in the commentary box as well. I said, what do we need to do from a Hartpury point of view in the second half? Let's reverse the question and say Exeter. Same again, especially how they played in the first 37 minutes.
Yeah, I think they've just got to keep playing. I don't think Ted Landry hasn't kicked that well. It might be a tactic of his to keep the ball in play, but there's been times where they've been under pressure and deep in their half, and they've had to kick the ball out into the stands. And instead, they've given this back three of Malik Holden, who, to be honest, hasn't played that well, but Macalcius as well, opportunities to run back at them. And, after a time, the relentless pressure of that happening to you and your defence having to make tackles wears thin. So I think the kicking game for them is crucial. The territory is crucial, but then carry on as they left off, take their opportunities.
Who'd be the happier at half-time, do you feel?
I think for me, Hartpury, because they could have been 17-3 down. Kick in front of the post, suddenly you're staring down the barrel, and they score after that decision was taken to kick for the corner. They score a try at the other end. They get a 7-pointer through Sam Leeming, who for me has been the standout player with Seb Negri. Really just controlling things in a team that's going backwards most of the time. So, for me, I think Hartpury will be the happier side, but Exeter still have the lead. Can they push on in the second half?
Absolutely indeed. Remind us to get in touch on Twitter. The hashtag is BUCS Rugby Champ. If you've got any questions for myself or Hugo, get in touch with us, and we may be able to answer one or two during the game if we have time. We're just waiting for both sets of sides to come back out onto the field. I don't like to ask you this question, Hugo. It's always a schoolboy question in my mind, to ask for a prediction of what's going to happen. But from what you've seen so far, if I had to ask you that question, who wins this title?
Well, I think I stick with what I said at the beginning of the game, and Exeter are the form side. They've got a lot to fall back on over the last few weeks. They've also won this title last year in the dying moments with a dropkick against Loughborough. So they've got the credibility of winning here already in tight games. I think Exeter, but Hartpury are not going to lie down. They're going for a treble, a historic treble for this year, and they are true champions. And true champions come to the fore in situations like this. So it's a hard one to call, but for me, Exeter just.
And we shall see what the next bit of drama unfolds in the next few moments as well. Just to remind you, we have a competition going as well. 2 hospitality tickets to the Aviva Premiership Final 2017, thanks to our sponsors, Give a Grad a Go. Go to their website, giveagradago.com/BUCS, BUCS, and I wish you the very, very best of luck. 14 points to 10 at half-time. Interestingly enough, though, at half-time down in Exeter when they played Loughborough in that semi-final, It was roughly the same scoreline down there, I seem to recall, and all of a sudden Exeter just put the afterburners on.
Yeah, and I think Keith Fleming and Tony Yapp will be disappointed to have let slip the dominance on the scoreboard they had. You know, at 14-3, we don't want to mention it again, but that kick, you know, I think that came from the touchline. In fact, they had seen the dominance they'd got from the driving line out of that previous one, and they scored. You know, they surely could have done it again. But as they come out onto the pitch, you can see Exeter first out. Maybe that's a sign of how the second half's going to go.
Hartpury have won in 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two sides. Exeter winning in 2016, 42 points to 10, and the other time was 24 points to 22 in 2013.
See Hayden Thomas coming out there as well, a former Exeter chief scrum half. They've got some backroom staff here at Exeter University with both Tony Yapp, who played a number of times at 10, quality player at Worcester, Exeter, and also Hayden Thomas, who's scrum half at Exeter Chiefs as well. So there's a lot of these players that are vying for spots at the higher level. Tom Lauday already there. It's a chance on a stage like this to make it happen.
It's been a fantastic showcase of rugby this season since we started, myself and you, at Loughborough in the first week of October. It's been superb, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that first game, Exeter Loughborough, repeat of last year's final here. And you know, what an occasion it was. 4,000 sold out crowd at Loughborough Stadium pitch, and you know, the game didn't disappoint, and you know, culminating in a final today of the top two teams in the regular season. So looking forward to the second half.
As we all are. Time for the next bit of drama. Here we go. 40 minutes between one of these two sides and the BUCS Championship crown. Lehman gets us underway. And a little bit of confusion there between Simon Linsell and Ted Landry. Landry keeps the ball in field. Holden with the kick this time. That goes out in the full, and another unforced error from the Hartpury fullback.
Yeah, Malik Holden, we said in the first half, I think he'd be better off just getting a platform, running it back into midfield, giving Sam Lehman the options off a more of attacking platform. At the moment, they're not kicking on their own terms, and he's being forced into the tighter angles, and it's obviously not his forte. He's more of a running fullback.
Young. This time from the line out, he fails. Picked up by Luke Stratford. Randall. Now the kicking game commences once more. Landry beats the man. Morgan Morris with the tackle for Hartpury. Bagwell. Landry. Trying to put Holden under pressure. Holden with his kick this time is good and stays in field. Charlie Wicks with the response. Cochrane. Bagwell. Landry. Holden again. Well, who's going to blink first? Holden has his kick on this occasion. Picked up by Ned Warren. Charlie Wicks. Wicks. Taken quickly. Stop from Tom Holdsworth. Cochrane acts scrum half. Harper. Lander goes low. And Exeter under pressure inside their own half. Bit of a scrappy start to the second half.
Yeah, a lot of kick tennis there, and in the end, Hartpury and Randall just settling for a little grubber kick down the touchline into the 22. Not a bad option this time, a bit of a better platform, but the tackle from Lauday You know, really just showing. I mean, we've seen what he's done all year in attack. His ball carrying ability is outstanding, but defensively as well, he just wants to make that really offensive hit. He's been brilliant all year.
And the number 4, number 8 of Exeter and the number 6 from Hartpury, they've been true talisman all year. Penalty going Exeter's way, and a chance for them to gain some territory from Landry's kick.
Yeah, that would be so disappointing for the Hartpury coaching team there. You know, you've put in a kick, you want to just put pressure on and say, get the ball back to Landry and him kick it out probably 30 metres out. Instead, they now have, Exeter now have a platform themselves on halfway, and it's such a wasteful penalty as well. Coming in at the side, you know, there's absolutely no need to do that from the Hartpury forwards. We'll say that's an unforced error, as they say in tennis.
We say it in many sports. Lorde picks up. Bagwell. Wide pass, Dominic Thorne. Bagwell, McRae. Landry. Elliott. Lorde. A little bit of room on this near side here for Exeter, but this ball's been knocked forward. They did have a little bit of an overlap to be built, but now Hartpury can maybe launch an attack of their own with this turnover. Cochrane. Loose pass to Stratford, who picks it up well on the bounce. Cochrane. Well, now it's 6s and 7s, and giving an opportunity for Dominic Thorne here. But Mikhalskis is back for Hartpury. Very scrappy start to this second half. A little bit of nerves maybe from both these sides. Ball's going to put into touch. And it's a thought of Hugo Southwell, or maybe not because it's taken quickly. Sorry, Hugo. Charlie Wicks. Good offload from the Exeter 15. Bagwell. And again, excellent hands. Chance here for James McRae. Holden needed the tackle, and it's a good tackle as well from the Hartpury fullback. But a penalty coming Exeter's way. And somebody could be maybe going in the bin here for 10 minutes. And indeed, that is the case.
And surely they're going to go for 3 points this time, you know, right in front of the sticks. Malik Holden, if it was a forward off the pitch, yeah, and they have exactly that, pointed straight to the post. Malik Holden a bit unlucky. I thought he got on his feet and let go because he made the tackle, but he obviously didn't release. Referees called it. And Ted Landry, as I said, he's going for 3 here, but great break. It was the James McRae, wasn't it? Great break from James McRae. You know, just brilliant hands in midfield initially. Just got the ball away, saw the defender flying at him, and just quick hands and put his man James McRae through a small hole. You just feel at the moment, when Exeter want to turn it on, they've just got that extra gear. They've just got that extra bit of class that so far Hartpury have lacked in the final third.
7 points the difference. 17 points to 10. Exeter lead.
Yeah, and as much as they would have wanted a lot more, they would have wanted a 7-pointer after that break from James McRae, but they've got the 3 points. They need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Just get it out of reach, put this Hartpury side under pressure and make them chase the game. Have they got the game? Yes, we've seen it in the quarterfinals, semi-finals. They've come back against lesser opposition, but have they got the game to chase it against a side like Exeter?
Especially now they're down to 14 men.
Key 10 minutes in the game. Malik Holden, the wingers are going to have to work their socks off in the backfield. The pendulum is going to have to work in absolute synchrony.
Well, that was one on 6s and 7s. I think that was ricocheted like a pinball, the rugby ball there between 4 or 5 sets of hands, but Hartpury were the ones who were adjudged to have the advantage. And we've got another player who's limping right now, one of the Hartpury forwards, so they're momentarily down to 13 here. But it could be a great opportunity here for Forrester, and it could be a chance to score. Well, where does this come from? Well, down to 13. And now we're back in the game. McAllister, I think, is a scorer. Hartpury are back in it. Out of nothing.
And we talked about the momentum shifts in this University Rugby League. The BUCS Rugby Championship is no different in a playoff and a one-off final. Hartpury, a quality side, and the break from Jamie Forrester, the execution of a 2-on-1. What was different to the break from Sam Leamy in the first half was he had no support. As you see here, as they make the break, I think there's 4 guys flooding through, 2 on the inside of Jamie Forrester. McAllister's on the outside. He had so many options, as you see there. And great execution, 2-on-1, Charlie Wick's drawn. And they're right back in this game out of nowhere.
Well, Jonas McAllister is the man who's got over 2 points now, the difference. Very momentarily, John Fraser play, though, down to 13 as well, with 1 player down on the field.
It just shows, doesn't it? You know, if the want's there and the desire to get over that try line. We said this would be a classic. We said it would be a close game. This goes over. It's all square at 17 all.
Do we have a level game? We do. 17 points apiece. 30 minutes to play in this BUCS Rugby Championship final.
And that's exactly what everyone wants here. The neutral, well, no, there's some pretty vocal supporters from both sides, but for the neutral, 17 all. It's come down to this last game of the 2 top teams in University Rugby this year, and what a game it is at the moment. Yes, there's a few mistakes at the start of this second half, but it's anyone's game now.
Good kick as well from the return from the kickoff. Exeter with the line out just inside their own half. All of a sudden, like a sleeping giant, Hartpury have seemed to woke up when they've gone down to 14.
I was about to say, all of a sudden, you know, things starting to go their way. Randall there, not a great strike, but he gets the bounce. You know, you score a try, the confidence flows, things go for you, and that's exactly what's happening now. Exeter under pressure here on this line out. They just need to just settle down and just calm things. Lauday, just take control of it. Landry, take control of it and get some territory up the other end.
Taken by Freddie Hoskins at the line. Lauday's now off and away, and a good hands as well from the number 8, but they were forward. Hartpury put in.
Yeah, and that's what makes him unfortunate for him there. Just see on the replay, this is what makes him so good. Ball in one hand, the defender comes on. That's pretty harsh. Really harsh from the referee. But what I like about that is he's got the ball under his arm. He goes in, as soon as he sees the defender come into his eye line, he puts the ball in 2 hands and offloads it, and the defender's committed. Brilliant play from Lauday, and unfortunate to be called up for a forward pass.
The Hartpury strong, remains strong once more. Randall. Tackle from Matt Elliott. Tom Pashley on the field for Hartpury. Cook figure in his part of the woods. And now, chance here for Exeter on the run, but the referee calls it back for a knock on. They haven't heard it near the end there, and well, that would be regarded as a late tackle in football in terms, and that may have hurt Callum Young.
Initially a great spot from the referee. You've got to give him credit for that. As the Exeter player came in to make the tackle, he's just knocked it forward with his right hand, and the referee's seen it. I don't know whether he got advice from the touch judge, but looks like Callum Young's up and running back.
Yeah, he's fine.
You can just see here, great carry initially. Fresh on the field, fresh legs, exactly what both teams are going to need. It's been a hot day here You can see there, just at the right arm.
Freddie Hosking.
Hosking, exactly. Yeah, he's just come around, and unfortunately there, but good line speed again from Exeter, putting Hartpury under pressure.
Randall. Ball pops out, and Randall is the man who collects. Dom Thorne. Cochrane gets the scraps. Well, it was a little bit forward from where we are in the commentary box, but the referee instead gives the penalty to Hartpury. Well, for the world there, Hugo, we were right behind that pass. It looked forward up for all the world.
Yeah, from Cochrane there, he just got himself all twisted around, went off the left hand when he was actually passing from right to left. Definitely forward, miles forward. And again, a huge moment in the game, because surely now Sam Leeming's going to try and go for the 3 points and sneak it out for the first time in the game. What a confidence boost this would be to take them out at 2017.
Well, it's the Hartpury fans who are singing right now. They're pretty quiet, and as Hugo said at half-time, at one point, this Hartpury side could have been 17-3 down, where Exeter turned down 3 points a goal, but now they have a kick here from the boot of Leeming. 122 points so far from him in 16 games this season.
This will certainly test his mettle, show what he's made of. 17 all, it's fair enough when you're 17-10 down from the touchline. Nothing really to lose, but here, big pressure kick to take the lead for the first time.
It's for Hartpury to take the lead in this BUCS Rugby Championship final. And that would have missed another set of posts. I think there was quite a little bit left. So it is as you were, 25 minutes to play, 17 apiece.
Yeah, a hard effort at goal, but that was a poor miss. He just obviously tried to give it a bit too much, and as he's done that, he's pulled it. But Exeter breathe again, and the next score is going to be crucial. I know it sounds obvious, but it really is
It's
huge in this game.
Big rugby cliche, isn't it? Next score is vital indeed. Randall, intercepted pass. Bagwell trying to fish it out. And he does so. Charlie Wicks with the kick. Ball should stay in field and does so. And now here comes the Hartpury counter once more. And the game just seems to open up all of a sudden. There's plenty more gaps opening up in midfield. As Jamie Cook goes for a run and goes inside the extra half. Cochrane. Thunderous hit there on Seb Negri. But still with Hartpury possession. The kick goes downfield and Wicks is there to clear it up. Sent downfield. We do have a player down right now for Hartpury. As the ball goes into play, and it'll go Exeter's way maybe. But there's a player down right now, and it's...
Yes, it looks like Seb Negri. He's their playmaker. He took the ball in midfield. There's a huge hit in the middle of the park. And that's one thing Exeter really have stepped up. Just their aggressive defence. They're flying in from the outside. And that will be a huge loss to Hartpury. He has been a talisman this season and in this game.
Well, they're just having a minute here. The referee's just checking on the injury, and just see what the physios are calling for here.
It looks like it's definitely a head injury assessment. He will be going off to check, rightly so, but you can see here Big hit in midfield. Freddie Hosking, is it?
Yeah.
Huge hit, and Seb Negri definitely came off worse there, and as the stretcher comes on, we all hope he's all right. But it has been a physical game out there. You'd expect that from two sides of great quality.
Hartpury are definitely now back up to their full quota. Holden's back on the field.
And what an effort for them when they were down to 14. 13, as you said, at one point, but down to 14. It's obviously what they needed. They needed that injection of
a spark,
a spark of something, and they got it from going down to one less man. But Malik Holden's back on the pitch, and they'll be pleased about that, especially with just 23, final quarter approaching. Huge moments in this game.
So Seb Negri is going to go off. Assessment. Hopefully he's going to be back on his feet soon.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if he comes back on. I think from how I saw him go down, I very much doubt it. He looked a bit sparked when he took the hit, but I think a notable difference in the second half from Hartpury is that they've been far more aggressive in the breakdown. You know, they're counter-rucking. They've sent more people into the breakdown and said, right, we need to stop you at source, Exeter. You're not going to get your game going. You're not going to go through the phases. We're going to make you work a lot harder in the initial 2 or 3 phases. If that is the last act that Seb Negri's played in this season, you have to just give him credit. He's been outstanding.
Starts. Both teams back to their full quota. Both men contesting that one, and ball has gone knocked forward from a Hartpury hand. Exeter will have the put in.
That's an absolutely outstanding kick from James Randall, right on the money, and bravery from both Michalsius and Ned Warne there. But eventually a knock on. I think Michalsius a slight fingertips to it, and a knock on and a chance here. Another breather, an opportunity for Exeter to get a platform here. I'm sure Ted Landry will be looking at territory. Even maybe back over the head of Michalsius. Just turn the big man.
20 minutes left to play in this BUCS Rugby Championship final, sponsored by Give a Grad a Go. Good scrum from Exeter. Bagwell spots the gap, stopped in his tracks by Thomas Patchley. Bagwell. Elliott. Charlie Wicks. Tom Holdsworth needs to pick up under pressure from Cochrane. Bagwell. Back they come. Need for an earlier knock on. Indeed, that is the case. Exeter have the put in.
You feel that 20 minutes to go. Something has got to give. A moment of brilliance from one of the players. You know, both Tens have been had great games today. Both Leeming and Ted Landry. Seb Negri now off the pitch. Tom Lauday still there, still really creating this platform for Exeter. But you feel that one player is going to step up very soon and make a name for themselves. And which side is it?
You're expecting a moment of magic.
I am expecting it. Which side it's going to come from, I couldn't tell you.
I hope it is a moment of magic and it's not the opposite and a big mistake.
Always
for
the
a player.
optimist I am.
Yeah, so indeed, aren't we all? 20 minutes left to play, 17 points apiece. I will tell you the permutations of what happens if it is a draw. We do go to extra time. 10 minutes each way. If it's still tied after that, it goes on a try count back on the amount of tries scored, and if that's still the same, then it is kicks at goal. What drama that would be.
I have to say, it's probably not the sort of thing that both coaches would have played for today. I don't think they would have been having a kick-off. They would have expected one side to come out on top, so let's hope it doesn't go down to that.
I'm just looking at both sides. There's only one kicker for both teams, realistically, in Leeming and Landry, respectively.
It could be amusing. That's one thing it could be.
That's a long, long way off, and I very much doubt that'll happen. This game should be won in 80 minutes. For one of these ties, they hope it is. Bagwell, good pass it was from the Exeter number 9. Penalty, Hartpury's way.
Yeah, you can see Tom Lauday there, just went off his feet, straight down. And as a referee, I have to say, ref has done really well this game. Been spot on most decisions. You can see there, straight off his feet from Lauday, and that's probably his first error in probably 3,000 minutes this season. So we'll let him off, but definitely a good decision, and just another opportunity for Hartpury to pin the corner. It's exactly what Leeming does.
Into the Exeter 22. Elliot Ruth, the big man, back on the field. He takes the place of Thomas Rhodes.
I told you it was going to be a moment of magic. He's the man to provide it, isn't he? It's a 40-metre break in the first half. Can he produce that again for the match-winning try?
I think he'll have the freedom of the city of Exeter if he does. Lewis Grinsell is now the man on hooker duty for Hartpury. Pretty decent as well. Randall. Picked up by Rafter. Randall. Morgan Morris. Stays strong and on goes 5 metres out. Randall spots a gap. Elliot Root is the man trying to bring him down. And ball is knocked forward. Extra breathe again. They're in under the cosh.
And Randall just got scragged there by Elliot Root. You thought he was through for all money. Hartpury there going back to the basics, going tight around the fringes, using their forwards. Just a little knock on there on the floor from Randall. And Exeter breathe again under their post. Ted Landry, can he clear this? Give them an opportunity, get out to 40 metres out and start building again.
Superb game this has been so far. Superb advertisement for this form of rugby is the Exeter coaches look on it. As a penny for your thoughts there.
Yeah, he doesn't look, Keith Fleming doesn't look too happy. I think the way this game's turned, the way they've been under pressure in this second half, from leading so convincingly, they want to see a big 15 from his team to get out of this hole.
Good quick scrum from Exeter, what they needed. They're trying to get Hartpury into it, but they can counter-attack through Holden. Cochrane, back to Holden. Man to his left-hand side if he wants to use it. He's got McAlsis to his left. Doesn't use it. Tackler not rolling away, so penalty to come here. It was taken quickly. And maybe a chance for the corner here. And it is it as well! Harry Randall's a scorer. At one point Exeter could have been robbed of victory here. And Hartpury have made an astonishing comeback. And now they lead with 15 minutes to play.
And this match all started with the number 9 for Exeter, Aaron Bagwell. That was equally as brilliant from Randall. Just saw the opportunity, got the penalty, was calling for it from the referee. As soon as he gave it to him, the quick tap and go. Electric thinking, electric feet, and then the rounding of Charlie Wicks for that finish. Here it is. Tom Lauday just makes the tackle on Malik Holden, but then they're not rolling away from Bagwell there. And look here, just a quick tap penalty. He's telling the ref, takes it quickly. No one can stop him, and Charlie Wicks, what a finish there from James Randall. Charlie Wicks could do nothing about it. And this is a big kick now for Sam Leeming. Takes us out to 7 points. It's a long way back for Exeter.
Well, Hugo, you did call it at half-time. Will Exeter rue that chance to go 17-3 up? Leeming. This to take Hartpury 7 clear. Wide and right and short. 5-point game.
For everyone who's watching this, I can assure you this game is not over. I've watched too much university rugby this year to know these two teams will play for the full 80 minutes to the death. So 15 minutes ago, Exeter are right in this. Hartpury in the lead, but still all to play for.
15 minutes to play. Great bit of drama we have seen here so far at Twickenham on this hottest day of the year, and the rugby has been sweltering as well. Landry. Forward. Hartpury put in.
Yeah, just these 50-50s are going against Exeter at the moment. Just little things going in the favour of Hartpury. Just when they wanted to get on the front foot there, create a set piece, a platform off that first phase. It didn't happen, and called again for a forward pass. That's twice in the last 10 minutes, and for that reason, they just can't get anything going, Exeter. They did in the first half. The second half, they have struggled with any sort of momentum.
Just looking at our Connell, our statistician alongside us here, has been doing a fantastic job keeping abreast of the stats for me, and he's saying the opposition 22 entries. He just pointed that out to me. At one point, it was 5-2 to Exeter. It's now 10-6 to Hartpury.
It just shows the shift of the game and where it's gone, and how well Hartpury have come back into this game. I say that's a sign of true champions, and if they go on to win this game, that'll be key to how they've developed into the second half.
Randall Leeming, crossfield kick. This is interesting. Could be very interesting. Oh, what a superb pass that is. This could be game, set, and match. Hold on for the corner. Hold on. Oh, he just trips up. Just shy of the line. We continue to drive forward. Hartpury maybe feeling they got one hand on the trophy here.
We talk about vision from Sam Leeming, but the execution outstanding as well.
Forrester. Picked up by Morgan Morris. Try saving tackle once more, but for how long? They're just shy of that line. Referee's having a good little glance at this one. Penalty coming Hartpury's way. Lauday is the man to stop. That ball a metre or so out. Randall. Try. He's over. And that could be that.
And it's that man Randall again. He has been electric in the last 10-15 minutes. Eye for a gap, eye for the try line. That's number 2 for him, and Hartpury have just turned this game on its head. 27-17. It's a long way back for Exeter University now.
And the treble, National 1 champions, BUCS Super Rugby champions, and possibly BUCS Rugby champions, is now more or less a given. Well, Oliver spoke too soon.
I think he spoke too soon. There's still 10 minutes to go. Big kick again for
Let's
Sam
have a look
Leeming.
at this. It was the Leeming kick here was superb.
Yeah, it's all about the execution. Calcius, debatable whether he's onside, but the timing of the pass there to Malik Holden, he had to make it. Otherwise, he was getting tackled man and ball. Got to give credit to Malik Holden as well. After a dismal 30 minutes, he's really come into the game and been involved in attack. His kicking game was poor, but his attacking game has really shone through. And there's the man, Randall. Great work from him.
10 minutes left to play. Exeter now need 2 tries. Well, Leeming not this time. 10 points the difference. Around 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, and you feel they need a response very quickly here, Exeter. They've been poor for the last 25 minutes, haven't had any points on the board, and since they went 17-10 up, they've been really on the back foot. So huge 2 or 3 minutes. They need a score of some sort, 3 or 7 points.
Landry to Pashley from the kickoff. And Pashley's away. Tom Pashley needs some help, and it's a little bit of help, but the ball went backwards. Is it in Exeter hands? It certainly is with the 22, Jamie Wilcock. Ed Huchin is out on the field as well for Exeter. Lorday. Well, I must say, Hugo's had a very quiet game in my eyes.
Yeah, since the first half, we've really not seen him, but that's down to the brilliant work from the forwards. And the replacements for Hartpury, the guys who have come on have been, brilliant today.
Ball gone into touch from the 21, Callum Roberts, and now everything's going Hartpury's way.
Yeah, and there's only one side in it at the moment, not just physically, but mentally. Hartpury are desperate for this result, desperate to get the treble, and they would be fully deserved of it as well. This from Pashley. Talk about want to get through that, break through the tackle. And here, if it wasn't for this interception, this was another try. There's your man again, Randall. He was going for his hat-trick. So they're hanging on in there, Exeter, at the moment.
Exeter just hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now. Randall tried to find Cochrane. Instead, oh dearie me. Well, that sums up the Exeter second half.
Yeah, and just when you needed Ralph Burler just to get the ball, take it forward, the replacement hooker, straight in the bread basket, straight down. But what about Harry Randall? I mean, talk about a player that's come into his own in the last 20. Yes, he was good in the first half. Yes, he controlled it with Sam Leeming. But this second half, especially this last 20 minutes, it's not just the tries. It's the speed he's put on the game. Really, 7 minutes to go is really where the experience will tell as well. They've been here, they've done it. They've won a title already this year, or 2 titles already this year. Yes, Exeter have been to Twickenham and won in the past last year. But it's not as recent as what Hartpury have done, and they need to play it out. 7 minutes to go, play smart rugby.
Both sets of fans are still singing, still cheering their tribes on. Well, this is good for Hartpury right now. A couple of restarts here, then they'll happily take this. Run the clock down. 10-point the difference. We've got 6 minutes left to play. And Hartpury have the scrum and with possession in hand. Randall. Leeming. Oh, just open up here. Hold it. Oh! It's still in possession though. But not for long. The ball was knocked forward there by Holden. And there was a man to his left-hand side, and they could have been in again.
They could have been in there again. If that pass, I think Holden, probably not his fault there. I think the pass to him, was it Jamie Forrester? Yeah, Jamie Forrester just far too far in front of Malik Coleman. He gets that. He's got McAlsis on the outside, and you'd back him from there. 20-30 metres out. That's exactly what he's in the team for, and why Harlequins have picked him up for next year. But Exeter breathe again. Another opportunity here. I said they would play down the clock, Hartpury. They've given Exeter a sniff. Still 6 minutes to go. They need a try quickly.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen this season. Lorday. Now in the near side, Landry. Wilcock. Exeter up to the halfway. Huchin. Breiler. Hitchin again, Landry. He's looking to kick, but then he knows how long is left. Lorde now. Landry. Wilcock. Hitchin. Elliott. Landry. Landry finds a gap, and a good pass it is as well to Rory Lorimer. Lorimer inside the 22. Landry out wide. Wilcock. Roberts. Roberts finds a gap, and Roberts is in. Roberts scores. What drama we have here. Exeter are back in it with 4 minutes to play.
And they needed a moment of magic. They got it from Ted Landry. He's the guy that takes the ball to the line. He brings players into the game. The pass out the back. And out of nowhere, where they've been completely outplayed for the last 30 minutes, they are right back in this game. They are a team that wins finals at the death. Can they do it again?
We've got 3.5 minutes on the stadium clock and on our graphics clock as well. Landry's not going to take very long on this. But it's a very important kick, though, from the Exeter number 10. This will reduce the deficit to 3 points. And then could also think extra time could now be possible if this goes over. Does he ever miss?
And we said this game would go to the death, and that's exactly what's happened. 27-24. Exeter, they have a sniff. 3 minutes to go. That's plenty of time to go the other end. It's all about the heart now. It's all about who's got it left to sneak this game.
Well, I think this BUCS rugby season deserves a finish like this. We restart. Is it going to be, as Hugo rightly predicted, maybe 20 minutes or so ago, a moment of magic that might win this game? Or can Hartpury now hang on? Exeter the ones with the ball in hand. Huchin. Good hands again. Elliott Roof. Jack Owlett. Huchin. Back inside. Chris Swash. Another opening up, and Exeter are on the march once more, up to halfway, with 90 seconds left to play. Elliott Roof. Freddie Hoskig. Scored in the final last year. What he would pay to do that again. Huchin. Landry. Up to the Hartpury 10-metre line. 1 minute to play. Landry out wide. They're creeping ever so closer. They're getting towards that 22. Landry. And again, Elliott. Penalty to Hartpury. And we've got 27 seconds left on the stadium clock here for holding on, and that could be game, set and match.
That's a huge call from the referee. The defender, the Hartpury defender, let's see it here on the replay. Matt Elliott, a bit isolated, standing start. Oh, it's a good call, to be honest. He's the first man there. Referee, as I said earlier, has had a great game and he's been spot on there. Is that game, set, and match?
Well, is it? Because we've got a player down right now who's receiving some treatments, and we've got 14 seconds on the stadium clock here, 12 hours. We do go on the referee's whistle, but the clocks have been pretty right here today. So now we'll have to kick it out. It's going to be a line out. So
yeah, I have a feeling we'll have time for the line out, which is, it's all about the set piece. It's all about the accuracy of Hartpury being so good for them this year. Without their talisman, Seb Negri, can they get it right on the biggest occasion? There will be time for it once this ball goes out of play.
a good kick downfield it is as well. So time from the line out. And the Hartpury men are just casually strolling towards the line.
It's definitely going to be, if we look at the stadium clock, our clock as well, this is the last play, so surely they'll try and hit number 2, go to the front, get it into a maul, and just Randall, the man of the moment, Harry Randall, just kick it off the pitch and game over. Easier said than done.
How away from the line on the most important one of your life. It is the most important. It is absolutely right. This ball will go right to the back, right into Randall's hands, who has been absolutely superb. Boots it off the field! And they have reached the promised land. Hartpury are the treble champions of 2016-17. National 1 champions done with 4 games to spare. Super Rugby champions done. And now BUCS Rugby champions for 2016-17. Thank you very much.
You have to give them huge credit for their heart, desire to come back from where they were in that first half. Staring down the barrel, 14-3, completely under pressure, outplayed by a quality Exeter team, and then to come back and win it in the way they did. Exeter tried to come back at the end there, just didn't quite have enough time. But what an epic game, what an advert for this BUCS Rugby Championship and also the Super Rugby League inaugural year. It's been a great year of rugby for the universities.
Well, we're all off for a lie down after this one, I think. Stick with us because the trophy presentation is about to commence, as Hugo's going to go downstairs onto the pitch side to try and get some reaction from some of the winners and losers of this phenomenal game of BUCS Rugby Championship. Absolutely superb. The Rugby Championship goes to Hartpury. They have defeated the University of Exeter by 27 points to 24. Superb advert for this game, as a learned colleague said. We have seen some fantastic games in the Super Rugby season and as well in this Rugby Championship as well. But it's the men from Hartpury who have just been too good this season. 12 out of 14 in the league. They won the National 1 on Saturdays against professional clubs with 4 games to spare, and now pick up the BUCS Rugby Championship as well. Commiserations to the University of Exeter, who played an absolute blinder. And Seb Negri is back on his feet, thankfully, and he is with Lottie van Praag.
Negri, how was that game for you?
What I can remember of it's hard, tough, but full credit to the boys, and it's been a long journey, but I couldn't be prouder. As a captain, and to win it with your best friends is something so special, and fair play to Exeter, always give a tough test, but I'm so proud of my boys. Jeez.
That's so good, and I know that you had a bit of a hit earlier, and so we're going to do our best to capture your moments of this game, but the beginning was a little bit shaky. Was that just the pressure of being in such a famous stadium?
I don't think it was the pressure. I think we couldn't execute what we wanted to do. But I couldn't be happier, to be deadly honest. I don't remember much, if I'm being serious, but I think fair play to the boys. It's been a long and hard season, and yeah, so proud of them.
It's been a long road to it, Seb, but congratulations. It's a very well-deserved win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seb. Thank you. Well, we've got the final presentation now. Seb's going to go off and lift this trophy with his team. Huge congratulations to Hartpury, and over to the presentation.
To the Guard of Honour. Greatly observed by the University of Exeter, who applaud their fans, as do Hartpury College. To all those who have travelled down from Gloucestershire and from Devon. A superb game of University Rugby. What we have seen here over the last 2 hours. But it's a triple. The triple from Hartpury. Some of these players we may not see again on this, at this level. A lot of them will be finishing their degrees, and we wish them the best in their future endeavours as well. But a few of these will be seen again next year. And for one or two, maybe 1 or 2 tears of joy being shed as well. As the University of Exeter, led by their captain, head up the stairs to collect their runners-up medals. The old saying goes, it takes 2 to tango. And in my mind, the University of Exeter, will they rule that decision at 14-3 to go 17-3 up when Hartpury did look at the times they were on the ropes? But champions know to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, and Hartpury found a way to get back into this tie, and they will take home the BUCS Rugby Championship. Exeter will be back though. They were a sniff away from winning the BUCS Super Rugby. Just a bad second half against Durham stopped them in their tracks there at home, losing, what, 22 points to 21, and the Super Rugby title would have gone their way. But it's been a superb run. They've only lost, what, 2 out of their last 15 games. And so now a great platform to build on for next year. As Hartpury make their way up the stairs here on this hallowed turf at Twickenham. They go up to collect their champions medals. Congratulations to Hartpury College. The question is now, where do they go from here? Look to build a dynasty maybe? And will we see this for many, many more years to come? They're going to be the team to beat, not just for next season but for future seasons. Such as the rugby ethos at Hartpury College. As their captain, Seb Negri, will be the last one to collect his medal, and he'll also be the one to collect the Rugby Championship. The 2017 BUCS Rugby Champions are the team from Hartpury College. They are more definitely in paradise. Hartpury College are in rugby nirvana right now. National 1 champions, Super Rugby champions, and now BUCS Rugby champions for 2016-17. They defeated the University of Exeter in another classic BUCS final at 27 points to 24. Hartpury players being congratulated by friends, colleagues and family who have made the trip here to Twickenham. On this superb day, weather-wise and rugby-wise. As they're now going to get the traditional team photo with the trophy, with the banner champions that you see, well, it's everywhere now, in every sort of competition. I'll be seeing some of the rugby papers and some of the websites and social media channels. Many, many congratulations to them, as they are set on the thrones of University Rugby. Hartpury College, the BUCS Rugby champions for 2016-17. The extra players still being congratulated for what was a valiant effort by their sets of fans and brethren as well. Some of them as well, their third years, and wish them well in their future endeavours, whatever they may be. So Hugo's made it down pitch side. He's alongside Lottie as well as the Hartpury coach. Let's hear what they have to say.
The captain, the coach of Hartpury, the winning side tonight, Sean. And Sean, you must be over the moon with the result tonight. I mean, you guys had to pull it back from the beginning, a bit of a shaky start, but what a finish.
Yeah, to come down in the final, to come back from 14-3 down. You know, we've done it quarter-final, semi-final, but what was really nice, we finished the game off, and the full credit goes to the 22-man squad. The impact off the bench was huge, and that's what we needed. So amazing, absolutely over the moon for all the boys.
And for me, Sean, huge congratulations, brilliant effort. The treble, you know, absolutely historic in university rugby, but you know, under the post there, for me, big moment in the game, 14-3 down, Exeter decide to go for the corner instead of going to 17-3. You know, for your guys to come back from that position and put in a performance in the second half. I mean, Harry Randall, 20 minutes, he was just on fire. How good was it, especially when Seb Negri went off as well?
Yeah, and exactly that. When your leader goes off, we got other leaders on the field as well, and you're exactly right. Harry Randall did that job for us as a 9. I think Sam Lehman was outstanding with it as well, but Morgan Morris, every time our number 8 had that ball, everything was go forward. And when you got that go forward in attack and defence, it's so much easier.
Yeah, and for me, when you needed it, at a time you needed it, your big players stepped up. You know, for me, Sam Leeming probably doesn't get enough credit, but the execution for that try out wide when he put in the crossfield kick, it's not just the vision, it's the execution. And from then on in, you know, Randall scored off the quick tap. But all in all, that second half must have pleased you. Come from where you were.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like you said, it was 14-3, and I think it was crucial that we scored right at the end, just before half-time. And we knew we were in that game, definitely, at half-time. The boys have a lot of belief in it because they know it's 80 minutes rugby. I'm just over the moon.
Well, you deserve it. Enjoy tonight, and also good luck for tomorrow. Third child on the way.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Very nervous times, but thank you. Cheers.
Enjoy it. Well done, Sean.
Congratulations, Sean. Thanks very much. Thank you. Well, an absolutely incredible result here tonight in Twickenham. Let's just have a quick talk about the game. So, very shaky start for Hartpury, however they just pulled it back. At the end of the day, were Hartpury the better team here?
It's a sign of a true champion side. You know, they went behind, they weren't in the game for the first 25 minutes. Any opportunities that Exeter got, they took them, they got on the 22, they were playing outstanding rugby. But for a side like Hartpury to come back into it like they did, you know, full credit must go to them and, you know, deserve winners in the end.
And we also have the Exeter coach here as well with us today, Keith. Commiserations on tonight's result, but you know, Exeter did play some fantastic rugby here tonight. What do you think went wrong?
I don't think it's the case. Well, a little bit went wrong, but you know, it was a tough old physical game of rugby. You know, we finished the first half fairly well, but fair play to Hartpury. They really capitalised on our mistakes, and mainly letting them back into the game were our mistakes. Every time we got the ball in the second half, we coughed it up and gave it back. A game of rugby doing that.
Key moment in the game, 14-3 under the sticks. Obviously could have gone for the post, but you'd scored a driving line-out try. It wasn't just the decision, the execution for me. Obviously a big turning point in the game, no?
It was a turning point in the game. You know, and these fellas learn the whole time as we go on. We should have taken the points possibly. It would have been a three-score lead, and that's how it could have gone, but you're probably right. Change of momentum.
Saying that, 2 finals in the last 2 years, you know, came out on the better side of it last year. This year, just losing out. Exeter University is going places in terms of rugby, you know, always there or thereabouts, especially with the inaugural BUCS Super League this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, in fairness, all of us, all the 8 sides that were in the Super League, we didn't know what to expect, but it has been a huge success. You know, the level of rugby that we're playing. I mean, we've been playing this sort of standard for a long time, but everybody thinks it's a new discovery. But it's put a real spotlight on it, and it's been fantastic. Really, really successful year. So, you know, from that side of it, very, very pleased. Really good.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Hope so. Thank you.
Well, Hugo, that's all about we've got time for here. Fantastic 2 games we've had today at Twickenham. It's been outstanding rugby we've seen, and hopefully we can carry that on into next year's as well. So thank you so much for joining us here today at Twickenham Stadium, and Hartpury are your BUCS Rugby Union champions for 2017. Thank you and good night.